Hi, my name's Ethan. This is episode number 2 in my Game Showcase series, a series where I play and explain one of my previous projects. I have made many small games over the years and wanted to make videos showcasing some of them, just in case anyone was interested. In this episode, I am going to be showcasing a game called Believe, which is one of the first projects I ever made. So without further ado, here's Believe. So when you download Believe from the server, it's actually in a zip file. This game is one of the ones where a full version of it isn't available online. There is one that I made that I think it was supposed to be made for like the iPod Generation 4, not even the 5, not even like the newer ones. So inside of the zip file that you download from the website, there's just a single executable, and I think I did this. It does save a little bit of space, it looks like it halves the file size, but when we extract it, which doesn't take a second at all, it will just run. But this is one of the things for lots of my downloadable games. I promise I'm not infecting your computer. I just don't have a certificate. Like, as you can see, it's from an unknown publisher, which I think is the case for all Game Maker games. I don't know, you might be able to get a certificate in there, but you just have to click run anyway, which, yeah, I promise nothing's gonna happen. And this is one, it's kind of funny. So when we run it, yeah, this one is just rampant with watermarks because I made it with the light edition of Game Maker 8.1. And when you run it, it looks like your computer's freaking out, but it will go back to normal as soon as you quit the file. Like, I'll quit the file real quick. And yes, there are watermarks everywhere on this game. But as soon as you quit it, everything's back to normal. So we're going to run Believe, and then I'm just going to go through some of the levels and kind of explain the game. I think I clicked it. Maybe do it again. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, more info, run anyway. And I swear I put music in this game when I made it, but it's not showing up, so maybe I think I'm just going to put some Kevin MacLeod music in the background. So yeah, there's some amazing art in the background. This one is another example of my amazing art skills. It's all circles in this one instead of squares like in Infinity. So how? I love that Game Maker light watermark right there. So yeah, it just explains how you play the game. It's okay. I think I centered this all by myself, so it's probably off, which is horrible. But yeah, these graphics are just the best. Okay, I'm gonna hit play. So yeah, I guess I could have stayed on the page for a little bit longer, but you move with your arrow keys, and the goal of the game is to get to the green goal without being hit by any of the red circles. And if you hit the edge like I just did, then you're gonna die, and then you're gonna have to start over the level. In most cases, like, you can die like that, and you can also die by hitting the red circles. So, and you also can't stop like in Infinity. So yeah, it's really simple. You just move with the arrow keys. When I showed this to my friends, like in like 4th grade, a few of them drew similarities to like the Impossible game, like that series of games. I can see that, like, this is a pretty generic concept, but I thought it was kind of fun and kind of original. I mean, it's not crazy original. And there are so many games that are like this and a lot better. I mean, for starters, there's this amazing background that has the level name started on it, and it's like a bar at the top, but you start and like go over the bar and stuff. Not the best graphic design, and I wanted to do some amazing light source that does make an amazing kind of light source thing that doesn't move at all on the ball. Like, it's literally just a corner of the circle that has the opacity turned down, so it's supposed to look, and when you're standing still it looks okay, but when you get over these letters it looks horrible. And we're gonna see coming up, every 10 levels is a boss level, and so this pop-up comes up, and it's in the style of Game Maker's old pop-up windows. It says, every 10 levels you will play a boss level. This level is the same as the last level, except if you get hit by a red ball, you will have to start the game over. And what I think I meant by same as the last level is, it's not like level 9 has the same level design as level 10, but it's just like an ordinary level, except if you get hit by a ball, you have to start the entire thing over. So, we'll be careful. Okay. That wasn't hard. I'm glad that this one's a little bit trickier. Forget how to do this one. It's like you have to... See, I'm bad even at my own game. I remember I would have my cousins play it and see who could beat the game first, even though it's like the world's easiest thing. So I think if I go around to the side here, ooh, I'm gonna go behind the back, and the problem is with this level design, because I made this when I was like 8, like during the, it's actually kind of a funny story, during one of the I don't know what you would call it, like business fairs, like my second grade, like all the second graders in my elementary school, or I think it was third grade, they had a business fair where everybody, you could sell stuff and like people would buy it. Some people would just have like generic like shells with eyes on them and they'd be like pets. And then there were some kids that were totally unoriginal and went to the store and actually bought candy bars, and they made way more money than everybody else. And I sold a bunch of CD-ROMs that had this on it for 15 fake dollars each. And I remember feeling stressed out that my friends or people at my school wouldn't understand that it doesn't run on Mac, because I didn't have the Game Maker export module for Mac at the time, and I actually just barely got it. I haven't made anything new since I've gotten that module, so I haven't made anything for Mac. And I remember not wanting people to buy something that they couldn't play, and it made it all the more confusing that my dad set up a virtual console on his MacBook Air that he had at the time, and then that was like a demo that you could play. So yeah, I think the levels, it just shows my completely basic skills in programming. Like, I remember the font. This font's called Terminal, and I literally had a background for every single level. I didn't even have like a string or anything that could print out the level name, and every room was a new level, like level design. It was all, I think I ended up making like 45, 50 levels for the game, and there were just 50 rooms, and it was kind of crazy. So yeah, I had to design a background for each level, and it's so basic that like some people can probably tell that the balls aren't bouncing off of the walls. They're actually bouncing off of invisible bouncer objects that I made that are 32 pixels wide, and just because I didn't know about the intersect boundary function in Game Maker, so they're all bouncing off of, in every single room too, there's invisible items that just are all over the wall, which I think is kind of funny. So yeah, it's very straightforward. I've already beaten like half of the game just talking through this. The music, this is another example. There was a example game included in Game Maker 8.1, and it was a car racing game, and it had a lot of stuff that I'm realizing, like, features in the game that I included in this. Like, as a matter of fact, this is one of 2 games where originally the soundtrack for it was called Hero, and it was just a little piece that they wrote for they just had in their car racing game, and I used that for a few of my games, and I remember freaking out that I was gonna, like, get in trouble as a little kid, so I have the Game Maker. Well, I think I named the song Hero. Yeah, I totally did. It was unnamed, and I named it Hero, and I attributed it to Yo-Yo Games, which is the manufacturer of Game Maker, which makes me laugh, because it's not that big of a deal. I'm not making any real money off of it. Like I said, I was making fake money, which I could only use to buy other people's projects. But yeah, I had one of the more original things at my fair. I mean, I had a whole computer setup. Okay, boss level 3. Oh jeez. Oh, okay, and this was the other function. I'm dead, but this is the other function that I had in my in this game that I stole from the racing game. Is Game Maker 8.1 had a built-in pop-up leaderboard, and of course I loved that at the time because it meant, like, no coding, and I remember being mad when I upgraded to the original Game Maker Studio and I wasn't able to do that. But now that I look back at it, it's super crude. Like, I love customization of games and all of these built-in kind of complex features, like all of the transitions and stuff. Like, that's why, I mean, I guess I'm kind of a hypocrite because I use when I'm just, like, editing stuff together really fast and I don't need anything fancy, I'll just put the clips in After Effects for any effects I need, and then I'll just export it through iMovie because I have a dual boot. But I've always not liked these kind of very customized things that you can tell, like, you can look when you're watching a video that was made in iMovie that wasn't customized enough, or, like, isn't original enough and is just based off of all the presets. Like, they have all those comic book presets in iMovie where it, like, goes from one photo to the next, and I don't like that. It's not original. So that's why now I think that it's actually a good thing that Game Maker Studio doesn't have these kind of complex things that is kind of like a red flag saying, hey, this game was made in Game Maker. You can tell because it has all of these features that are, like, and I mean, I do use some of them every once in a while, but I try not to because I want originality. And actually, if you look at the score here, it's kind of funny. It says 27, and I died on level 30. It should say 29 because I completed 29 levels and I was on level 30, but I don't think I realized how to make, like, a double standard, like an or statement, like saying if you go into, because I think I had different goal objects for the boss level, and the boss level goals were a completely different object than the normal goals, so I don't think I had an or statement saying, like, you can collide with both of these and it will add a point, like either of these and it will add a point. So total missing point values there. And you just click escape to close, and this name right here, that is the one thing that's pretty cool, is it's an easy way to save names from, like, other times where you're playing. Like, it's not just the time you booted up, like that was from, like, a few days ago when I was trying to play. Oh, good, I got a big Skype notification over here. Okay, let's go back. And So yeah, let's look at. Okay. And the how page just explains this. And okay, so we're gonna just use something. I don't really want to go back to the point where I was. I thought it would be amazing. I think I was obsessed in early game making with making a cheat prompt, like, because I loved like The Sims 3 when I was younger, and I always used I don't even remember what it is, but MotherLode or whatever gives you like $50,000 every time you type it, and I would use that to make like crazy houses and stuff. But my prompt, I had the most, I didn't do it in this one. I had the most like basic way of making cheat prompts where it was like an object that whenever you pressed control would turn into something else that would trigger if you pressed shift, and then something else, so then you would have to do it in the right order to get to the object that would finally open up the cheat prompt, which is really funny because I did have like a way that was like if you press something wrong then, or maybe I didn't, maybe it was just like if you press it, like if you just jammed on the keyboard you would eventually get in. I don't know if I ever did like if you press the wrong key then you have to start all over or whatever. But in this one, it's a lot simpler. Like I said, this was one of the first things. And if you just press the letter H on the keyboard, you get a cheat menu that opens up. And I remember not knowing what these things are right here. I think that's just some pixels that got drawn on and I was too stupid to figure out what was going on. And then there's like miscolored letters every once in a while because all of these are individually painstakingly made sprites. Okay, we're gonna go to 30. That's where I was, and then we'll try and continue. And if I die, I did it every, what the, 25, 10, 15, 20, 20. Does this take me to 5? Like, did I just choose the wrong sprite? Yes, it does. Okay. Let's start on 30. It's boss level 3. Oh, jeez. Okay. This might take a second because I'm apparently really bad at this game, if you would call it. Oh my gosh. Oh. I'm an idiot. I just exited out of the whole thing. Let me get back in real quick. Yeah, I pressed escape one too many times. Okay. Here we go. 30. How am I supposed to do this? Okay, I think I'm gonna fast forward here until I get it. Here we go. Okay. What the heck? That's peculiar. Did I make it on the cheat menu so no. None of these balls are hurting me. Or they're not killing me. That's weird. Do they on this level? What's going on? That's so weird. Well, it looks like only the first 30 levels are playable. Oh, maybe not. That is really weird. I wonder why that's not working. I wonder if it's like a different object or something. Can I just slide by here? Okay, so yeah, as you can see, I'm not very good at this. Like, even by myself, I'm not very good at this. The one that created the game. So yeah, I believe it's super simple. All of these games have super small file sizes, so I don't know why I put a bunch of them in zips, or I don't know if any of them are RAR files because the zip, the compressing program I've always used is WinRAR. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, super simple. I think we're gonna beat this pretty soon. Like, 40 might be the last level. Okay. Come on. Ooh. Oh, yes, I remember. Oh, that was my old website, Morph Studios. Do I have the scrolling? Yeah, I remember the scrolling. I implemented some amazing scrolling. MorphStudios.me presents Believe. That's the other funny thing. I've been calling it Believe, but the official title, I don't remember what it was. It was either Believe the Ball Project or Believe the Circle Project, but like in different places in the game, it's really funny because you can find both. Like, it's super conflicting. That actually almost happened to me. I didn't remember if I called the series Game Highlight or Game Showcase. So I tried to make it uniform. And there's another one of those little dots. That's totally from me moving text around, just using the select and moving it around the screen, and then I didn't select part of it. Early fans. Aw, that's great. It's a lot of... Oh, and we've reached the bottom. Neato. Okay. Well, that's amazing. Okay, so... that's about it for Believe. See, the sound doesn't work. Oh, what? Oh, I guess we only get that little fault in my own programming, but that's definitely the starting sound for it. Well, thanks for watching. You can get Believe by going to my website, which is ethankendrickdoesthings.com. Going to the game tab. The version of Believe that I'm playing right now, I believe, funny pun, is 11. I think there are 13 versions, but I don't think the sound doesn't work at all, and I don't think there are any more levels, but I might be wrong. I might just totally be playing the wrong version, but there's not much more. It's just more of the same thing if there is a higher version. Well, yeah, thanks for watching. I think I've decided that I'm gonna do it every other Wednesday. So yeah. So there will be another one uploaded a week from next Wednesday. So, thanks for watching. Bye.